I'm Angela with Angelic Awakenings. This is the Virgo September 2019 Tarot read. The cards I'm reading from and using are called the Fairy Ring. And these cards are quite to the point, and they don't hold anything back. I've already prayed and meditated over the cards and I've laid them out. A few of the things I was picking up on while I was meditating was I kept hearing I'm trying, in the middle, or I feel I'm in the middle. I kept hearing the word health. And that was the main thing. I am picking up on quite a few. There's a lot of anxiety and depression going on. And quite a bit of selfish behavior, and I'll explain that once we get into the reading here. I do feel that some of you are being taken advantage of, and that might be why you feel like maybe you're in the middle, don't know how to stop it, maybe things have gotten out of control. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started with the reading. I am going to tilt this camera down just a little bit and show some of the cards. Here, let me scoot up, we have the Pixie reversed. Okay, this card does indicate, and I do feel it's just right out there, you are being selfish. You don't care about anyone, and I'm sorry I'm moving the camera just a little bit, and you don't care about hurting others as long as you get what you want. This behavior will have to be paid for at some point in time, and that might be why it's coming back around now, why you're being taken advantage of, because you have been doing that yourself. The next card, we have the Fairy Dog. And this card does indicate it is time to pay the price for past actions. The truth of what you have done will be revealed, and this may create some legal problems for a few of y'all. So keep that in mind. What you reap, you will sow. Next, we have Jack Frost. With this, I feel there is a sudden, unexpected change. There are going to be some minor setbacks, some minor illnesses, accidents and mishaps, and that's probably why I was hearing the word health while I was meditating. So for some of y'all, it might be some health issues coming up. The next card, we have the Fairy Festival Belt. Hold on, let me pronounce this right. Yeah, Beltane. Sorry. This, I feel, is strength. You're flourishing. There'll be some growth and happiness, maybe some love and new relationships and energy. I don't feel that this is going to come through, though, until probably next May. I think you do have a little cycle you have to complete and some lessons you have to learn that are karmic. But I do feel maybe around May time, some of that stuff will start coming in. Next, we have the Boogeyman. You have a lot of anxiety. You're worrying over nothing. You're being a worrywart. So this is kind of what you need to stop doing. You're having a lot of sleepless nights. And you're not in the present. You're just worried about what's going to happen in the future. For some of y'all, it can be because of this behavior. You know it's catching up to you. So just let it go. Next, we have the Fairy Festival Lugnasa. And I probably did not pronounce that right. For those of you who have started something, and I feel like maybe this might have been started in August, you will reap the rewards of your efforts. However, more hard work is needed to bring this to fruition and completion. So there's, for those of you who are on the right path, you will be rewarded justly. Next, we have the Fairy Festival Samhain. You do feel constricted and immobile. You feel like maybe you have to watch what you say. You're censoring what is coming out of your mouth. maybe even some of your behaviors. Right now, given what some of these cards are indicating, that's probably a good thing. All right. The next card is the Lake Maiden in reverse. This is misplaced pride. Your ego is a problem. You're making false claims, whether you're saying you can do things you really can't and have capabilities you don't have, or if you're just outright lying about somebody. And I feel like you really do think you know it all. Kind of need to get that into check. Nobody really knows it all, and that ego will create a problem. It'll create rifts and arguments amongst people, and you'll just drive people away. Next, we have the Fairy Festival, Herfest in reverse. I do feel that this is going to start happening around the autumn equinox. Some of you are going to start experiencing poverty, lack, loss, unprofitable gambling, financial problems, and bankruptcy. And that could be some of the legal issues you will have to deal with. If there's any way right now you can cut out some additional spending and stop the leakage in your bank accounts, you need to start doing that now, because this can change for those of you who aren't too far into the debt. But really start cutting out and evaluating where you're spending money, because issues are coming your way. Quit being reckless and really evaluate your bank account and where your money is going. I know that's difficult. This is something I just had gone through. I do work as a realtor, and I manage an apartment complex part-time. I'm just getting started off in real estate, so I don't have that much money coming in, and I'm supporting 2 teenage boys off of my part-time pay, and trying to make sure that I can invest what I can into real estate. I've had to cut everything out of my spending. I've even quit smoking, just so I can free up all the extra money that I can to make sure my bills are paid and that there's food on the table and that I can invest some in real estate. So you really need to sit down and think about what's important. What hole and void are you trying to fill with all this spending? Just cut it out, bring some balance back into your life, and start working on yourself. And there's help out there as well. The next, we have the Elder Queen reversed. So this is telling me, some of you are rushing through your work, so don't do that. It's going to make you very, very sloppy, and it's going to be a costly mistake. This could be what is delaying the project that you're working on and reaping the rewards, is that you're making some sloppy mistakes that are costly. And it's going to cause pitfalls ahead with the project. For some of you, especially those who are experiencing the major financial issues, there is a mature woman around you, or that you know, who is self-sufficient with an inner strength and determination, who can really help you. I do feel that she does live in a warmer climate, so she might be, not right within your physical sight. But it's someone that you know, and I do feel that she does live in a warmer climate. Next, and I probably am not going to pronounce this one right, we have the Fachen or Faken. This is saying, and I'm feeling, that you need to take a step back from your situation to see it clearly. Whether it's this project you're working on or your finances, you need to just take a step back, evaluate, review. Maybe even possibly take a break from the world. Retreat, isolate, and meditate. Get some clear answers. But the answers you're coming across right now with your know-it-all attitude is not getting you where you need to be. You're just getting in your own way. Next we have the Banshee. The Banshee to me is usually warning of a disaster or bad news. possibly gossip by people that you know who are gossiping about you, and their disloyal friends and possibly disloyal loved ones. They could be gossiping about whatever legal or financial problem you're having, or what it is that's going on with that project that has created some setbacks. But kind of, be careful who you speak to. Don't go out on social media posting everything about your life, or everything about the situation of what is going on. You really need to just keep this stuff to you and find that trusted person to talk to. You don't need to run around telling everybody, because it's really going to create problems for you down the road. The next card I have is Robin Goodfellow. I feel as some of you do have some fun, maybe a trip planned, maybe traveling someplace fun. I do feel that you're going someplace where it's warm, where you can have a little bit of celebration, kick back and have fun. Next we have the Fairy Festival Midsummer. Again, this card is indicating that you're having some fun coming up, possibly a trip or vacation. I do feel that maybe you might get some illumination and clarity. For some of you, because I'm seeing the water. I feel like maybe, there's a cruise. You're going to be someplace near water. Traveling, maybe seeing some islands. I feel like maybe you're just going with one other person. And y'all have to excuse that. That's my son you are probably hearing. Okay, so next I pulled the Fuka. This is indicating, I feel, a lack of self-control, inability to deal with authority. I feel like some of y'all are exhibiting a lot of childishness. You really just need to grow up. The lack of self-control, I do feel, is over your finances, rushing through things. And a lot of it's because the next cards that came out to clarify this was the Selkie and Azray reversed. What these two cards are telling me is I feel you have no balanced approach. You are possibly seeking money with no balanced approach, and spending money with no balanced approach. And your selfish behavior will have to be paid for. And for some of y'all, that might be why this bankruptcy is coming up, or complete poverty. But this is coming back around to teach you a lesson. And I know there's probably things that people do not want to hear. However, that's one thing I like about these cards, is that, it warns you. You have a warning here. For some of you, you may be able to avoid this if you start making the changes you need to make now. Trust me, there's no sense in having to beat your head against the wall and going down that horrible path of no money, trying to figure out where you're going to get your next meal from. Can you put food on the table for your children? Are you going to have electricity to turn on tomorrow? And these are all lessons that I myself have just gone through. And it was tough. I'm used to a very good paying job, go and do whatever I wanted, spend whatever I wanted. Never worried about it. I never thought about the person on the street who had no food, or the people in the homeless tent sites, or anyone else. I had my money to spend, and I chased after my income in all the wrong ways. And I have just been coming out of what quite a few of y'all are getting ready to go through. And trust me, I am here to tell you it does not have to be this way. If you're in a job that you hate and the only thing keeping you there is the money do yourself a favor. Start looking for another job that you actually love, even if it pays less. Because if you love it, the other things will take care of itself. If you're passionate about it, the other things will take care of itself. You really need to let go of a lot of this selfish behavior. There are other people in your life, it's just not you, that will be paying the price for all of these choices, decisions, and seeking after things that you shouldn't seek, and chasing the material world in the wrong direction. So with that being said, I'm going to close out this reading. Again, my name is Angela with Angelic Awakenings, and this is the Virgo September 2019 reading.